The dark psychology behind why people ignore you. Have you ever walked into a room and somehow felt invisible? You say something in a group chat and nobody replies. You share an idea at work, and a few minutes later, someone else says the exact same thing, and suddenly everyone loves it. It's frustrating. You start wondering, am I boring? Do people just not like me? But what if I told you that most of the time, people aren't ignoring you? They're responding to something much deeper. Today, we're going to uncover the dark psychology behind why people ignore you, and more importantly, how to change it. Because once you understand these hidden rules, you'll never see social interactions the same way again. The invisible person. Imagine two people entering the same room. Both are equally intelligent. Both are kind. Both have interesting things to say, yet everyone notices one of them while the other disappears into the background. Why? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Your brain doesn't judge people objectively. It makes decisions in seconds. Psychologists call this thin slicing. Our brains form surprisingly strong impressions from tiny pieces of information. Before someone hears your ideas, they've already formed assumptions about your confidence, your value, and whether you're worth paying attention to. That's why people often mistake confidence for competence. Not because confidence is always real, but because the human brain loves shortcuts. The attention economy. Attention is one of the most valuable currencies in today's world. Every notification, every video, every advertisement, every conversation is competing for the same limited resource, your attention, and everyone else's. This means people aren't just deciding whether they like you, they're deciding whether you're worth spending mental energy on. It sounds harsh, but it's how our brains survive information overload. When someone ignores you, it isn't always personal. Sometimes you're simply losing the competition for attention. Here's something fascinating. Imagine someone introduces themselves as a regular employee. Now imagine another person is introduced as the founder of a fast-growing company. Before either person speaks, who do you think gets more attention? Status changes perception. Psychologists call this the halo effect. Our brains automatically assume that people who appear successful, confident, or respected probably have something valuable to say. This is why people often interrupt quiet individuals, but stay silent when powerful people speak. The words didn't change, only the perceived value of the speaker. And here's the dangerous part. If you constantly seek approval, people subconsciously sense it. Ironically, the more desperately you chase attention, the less attention you receive. Why people copy the person they ignored. Have you ever shared an idea, only for someone else to repeat it later, and suddenly everyone applauds? Feels unfair, but there's a psychological explanation. Ideas aren't judged in isolation. They're judged by the person delivering them. Researchers have found that credibility influences how people evaluate information. The exact same message can receive completely different reactions depending on who says it. It's called source bias. People don't always believe the best idea. They believe the idea coming from the person they already trust. That's why building credibility often matters more than speaking louder. Most people respond to being ignored in exactly the wrong way. They talk more, explain more, message more, try harder. But attention isn't earned by making more noise. It's earned by creating more value. Think about the people you naturally listen to. They don't speak constantly. They speak with intention. They don't chase validation. They project calm confidence. Silence can actually increase curiosity because mystery attracts attention. Desperation pushes it away. Here's the biggest lesson. Being ignored doesn't automatically mean you're unimportant. Sometimes you're simply playing a game without knowing its rules. People notice confidence before competence, presence before words, perception before reality. The good news? These aren't talents you're born with. They're skills you can build. Work on your confidence, improve your communication, create real value, and stop trying to convince everyone to notice you, because the people who truly command attention rarely ask for it. They become impossible to ignore. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more psychology, human behavior, and self-improvement stories that help you understand the hidden rules shaping everyday life. Until next time,
keep learning, keep growing, and remember, sometimes the biggest change happens when you stop chasing attention and start becoming someone worth paying attention to.